Okay, so this is my artist in the classroom video, and I looked up Paul Jackson Pollock. He is known as Jackson Pollock mostly, but Paul is his first name. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about him and then get to the activity. So, Paul Jackson Pollock was born January 28th, 1912 in Cody, Wyoming, and he died August 11th, 1956 in East Hampton, New York, and he died from a car crash. There are other passengers that survived from the crash, but he was flung into a tree. He was flung from the car, slammed into a birch tree, and died immediately. So Jackson was the youngest of 5 brothers, and often he wanted attention, but he never received what he wanted. And so his older brother Charles became a father figure to him when his dad, who was an abusive alcoholic, left when Jackson was just 8 years old. And so he discovered his passion for art at Manual Arts High School. And so what really got him going on his passion though was the Public Works of Art project, which was started by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, and this resulted in thousands of Jackson's works. And he had a drinking problem all throughout his life, and his most famous technique was his drip technique, which he worked on all throughout his life, but the most popular time for this happened between 1947 and 1950. So as Jackson became famous, he started dismissing all the other artists that he got inspiration from. And his paintings didn't sell well, even though they are considered masterpieces. And so he's also considered one of the most famous abstract artists of his time. And so here is an example of one of his most famous paintings. It is the Autumn Rhythm number 30, which was created in 1950, so at the end of the time that this was the most popular. Okay, so what I'm going to demonstrate is the drip technique. And so what happens with this is you just take a brush and you dip in some paint and you fling it on the page. Now you just don't fling random colors onto a page and hope it looks pretty. There's a reason behind why you choose the colors that you do. For example, I love nature, and so today I went with a brown, a blue, and a green. So that can represent nature, because nature makes me happy. And so how you can use this in the classroom, the students, they can express feelings through this. It can be math, it can be they can tell a story through this art. That is the main thing that I would say for how this can be used in the classroom. Since students have such big imaginations, they can take this art that they made, they can connect it to their feelings, and they can create a story, which will help them with their reading and writing skills. So I will do a little example. So I am just going to dip this brush into this green paint, and it's while doing this, it is best to have something under the paper because it can get quite messy. So yeah, that would be the green, which, as I said, ends up going with this blue and also this brown that I have. So here would be an example of just like a, it's like a very simple example of his work, but it can go as big as you want. You could have a paper covering the entire floor, or you could have something as simple as the paper that I had. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be small. You can make it any size, make it any color, as long as there's like some kind of meaning behind it. And yeah, so that is Jackson Pollock.